All right, howdy, folks. How we doing today? So I got 24 March. It's about 8 a.m. Man, I tell you, I got up this morning about 5 something, and I tell you though, that snooze button, man, that thing is dangerous. So, but I was able to get some things done today. But I want to talk to you about this very interesting subject here. Let me get out of here. I'm downtown Las Vegas, man. It has been so busy here since this stimulus check that came along. And I've never ever seen that many people come here in March Madness, and I've been here for 13 years. All right, so let me get situated here. Hope everybody's being well and safe today. So I want to get into this subject here about, I've been seeing a lot of articles about the rapper Quavo and Saweetie. All right, how they had broke up. I think they dated for a couple of years. He spent $2 million. Come to find out, he spent $2 million on this girl, and he took back he bought her a Bentley. I think the Bentley was like a couple $100,000, maybe $300,000, and had it repoed because I guess allegedly that she was making tweets about I guess him cheating or whatever, or dogging him out online. All right, pretty much, I don't know, cyber dogging out. Okay. So I would tell you something about them guys, Quavo and that group Migos. The dudes are big time though. Out here in Las Vegas, when you go to the airport, or when I go to the airport, you'll see them guys like on signs, like they'll be on billboards or whatever to perform at this spot called Dre's, or I guess where it's inside the Flamingo. Them dudes making some serious weight, serious dough. Okay, excuse me that expression. All right, but all right, and it's easy for people to say, like, they'll say, okay, the dude's a simp or whatever, and he done spent that money and this and that or whatever, and yes, he did. But again, it's easy for people to say, okay, these so-called dating coaches, what they would do, okay, until you get in that situation. Don't ever say what you really won't do, okay, because you'll be surprised at some of your capabilities. All right. I look at it like this: $2 million. Let's just say you had a wife or you had a girlfriend, okay? You could pull your own weight, and you made some fairly decent money. Okay, but let's just say, all right, hypothetically, I had a girlfriend, and both of us did all right. I did better than she did, and we're dating. Excuse me, and she's the type that like to go out to eat, or we could, go to the movies or go bowling and that type of stuff. All right, and I really, really like her, and I may get to where, hey, you know what? Here's like $40. Take that money or whatever, maybe once a month. Go get your nails, or go get a manicure or pedicure and all that stuff. That type of stuff. We do that maybe a few times a month or whatever, okay? So what they do, it's the same thing, but on a much higher scale, because like he makes way more money than the average dude or whatever. So he's got the money to do that. He's got the cash and the credit to turn your lights out. All right? A way higher scale. Okay. How, and I'm not trying to take sides or whatever, okay, or trying to defend him or that girl, Saweetie. But how can a girl is going to date a man, probably he's worth, I'm thinking at least $50, $75 million, worth that much money, and they're pretty much the top rap group or whatever in the world, and they're not, you know, probably he's not going to show her any type of exquisiteness. That's what I wanted to say. All right, you make more, you spend more. That's just, you know, the way it is. Okay. Um, I just think the Bentley thing is going all out. But hey, he's got the money to do that. And they want to say that she's a gold digger and this and that. And I've been watching that girl, Sweetie, actually, when she first came out. You know, she made a video about herself, and, you know, I did a little research about her. She had a college degree. She's a businesswoman. All right. And I think initially she didn't come off like that way. She seemed like she came off to where she could take care of herself. But guys, you have to look at it like this. I mean, he showered that girl. And I think it's kind of like when you get to where, you know, you try to go all out straight from the gates, it's almost like giving a dog like a raw meat, okay, that never had it before. You give a dog a raw meat, that's what they're gonna want. They're gonna want. Okay, they're gonna end up attacking. What'll happen is you keep on giving them raw meat, they're gonna end up attacking the owner, and the owner, okay, he's going. Well, that's the rule, I guess, of law. The owner's got to kill him. Okay, not so much, you know, literally, but figuratively in this case. But you know what you see what I'm getting at here, right? And the girl got to where, you know, she was on the internet saying, yeah, you know, you need to get your, you know, a guy needs to get his girl Coach purses and all this other Fendi stuff or whatever, or you can't be, okay? And I think that was a superficial statement that she made on her behalf. But I believe that this is what happened or whatever when, you know, he got to where he got showering her with all these, you know, this different paraphernalia and jewelry and all that stuff, you know, going on vacations and that type of stuff, or a Bentley. All right. It's kind of like you kind of mold her into this, like, certain type of lifestyle. All right. And that lifestyle doesn't last forever. We're going to get into that here in a second. Women, you need to understand, women, it's hard for a woman to go back in lifestyle and so forth. Okay. I don't know what he, you know, should have done. I wouldn't be the type of person to tell you or tell him what to do with his money. It's his money. He can do whatever he wants to do with his money. But let me tell you something. Again, I said earlier that you cannot never say what you won't do, because we've all, at some point in time, you know, guys, if you're a decent man or even if you're a player, have went all out for maybe a girl that you like or a girl that you want to keep. Even a pimp, okay? A pimp, excuse me, all right, or have a special girl, or have his best girl that he'll go all out for, okay? Maybe because he may intend on keeping her. And if he does decide that, you know, he let her do what she do, okay, to sell herself or whatever, then he's going to get a cut out of it, okay? But even he's even going to go out, all right? You've done it, I've done it, okay? Like these dating coaches or whatever that sit up there and say, yeah, well, I wouldn't do this or do that, all right? In the end of the day, they're probably going to end up with nothing. But let me say this. I just think, you know, you live and learn. And for me, in my life, you can take my advice or you can leave it. I think that there's nothing wrong with spoiling your woman, but I think that it needs to probably be given off in increments. You know what I'm saying? Like in spurts. You know, like maybe birthdays, holidays or whatever. If you celebrate such a thing, maybe your anniversary if it's your wife, and it probably should be with somebody that you really care about, and maybe somebody, maybe your spouse or somebody that you maybe intend on marrying, somebody that you know that's, you know, that proved their worth, or somebody that, you know, you don't want to leave, or you don't want her to leave, But I think that in his case, that should not be the sole purpose of buying stuff for her, because he didn't want her to leave. Now, on the flip side of that, I saw tweets or whatever, or different podcasts about she felt like she was being undervalued and all that. Okay, it could, so that tells me it could have been a scenario where, and yeah, I know for a fact that Quavo, she wasn't the only woman that he was entertaining or whatever. Okay, again, probably many of these successful men, many of them, not all, but probably a good 90% are going to have more than one woman. I've been there, so I can tell you my philosophy on that. If she said that she's being undervalued, that means, I don't know, maybe there's a possibility that he may have been neglecting that girl. Okay, and with this COVID thing or whatever, now, those guys are not doing shows and all that, and a lot of probably, these things are probably unraveling. Okay, probably to a point to where, look, I don't want to do this anymore. Or, let's just say if she is the type of gold digger, she could probably be like, well, all right, the money's running dry because, again, they're not doing shows, especially, let's say if he's bought a lot of stuff. Okay, and some women could say, well, if you can't afford to pay, you can't be with me. I don't know that scenario. Okay, and who's to say that that girl Saweetie may look at Cardi B and the other guy, I think his cousin Offset, which I don't really care too much about, that marriage or that woman Cardi B, or the marriage. Well, that marriage that's another thing, but she could probably be like, well, you see they married and you're not committing to me and all this stuff, and things unravel and be like, well, you're running out of money, you ain't got your orders in your affairs in order, and you deal with all these women. Okay, that could be another factor in which she leaves or whatever. And one thing you want to understand about these relationships or whatever, a lot of these relationships you have these wealthy people, okay, or people in show business, or your top 1%. A lot of them are just beyond like relationships; they're business arrangements. Okay, for example, like Michael Jordan, from what I understand, his wife, the woman he's married to currently, her father was supposed to be some type of investor that I guess he had, got in with or whatever to help him buy that team, the Charlotte Bobcats, Hornets. I'm sorry, from what I understand or whatever. Okay, and probably, some of those instances, they could be personal favors done. Okay, alliances for like, or these business favors for personal favors. So that was a power couple. All right, I believe that the girl could be capable of making her own money, but probably with her being with Offset, that power couple, because of his name, that she's able to, actually catapult her career to be, more famous than she probably couldn't have been if she was not with Offset. Now, I do know that she dated a few guys, but she's, maybe I'd say maybe borderline, okay? That she, not quite, I don't think that she's the quote unquote a whorish type, but it's kind of close or whatever, because, and I think that the guys that she wanted to date, she couldn't be with because either they were married or had other, and she's the type of girl I think that wants to be probably guided, okay? Probably not any guy that she's got to talk to a lot. That's the way that she seems or whatever, okay? But maybe he thought that he could keep her on a leash or whatever forever, and it didn't work out that way. And sometimes these things happen when you treat women like objects or whatever. They can end up, just harvesting everything that you give her or whatever, and then she end up leaving. Next thing you know, she's spending that what you have on another guy. I'm telling you, I've talked to plenty of men. I've seen that all the time. I've seen that a lot, okay? Either when you treat these women like objects or sexual objects, or or either regular objects or sexual objects, okay? Like pawns, so to speak. I think well, let me say this before I get to a conclusion. I think he took my hypothesis of why he took the Bentley back, because, you know, she was making tweets about him, you know, I guess with other women and all that, and I guess, you know, it made them look bad online on these, you know, Twitter and all these other sites or whatever. So he probably did it, you know, to gain back some of his honor. Okay, he probably felt dishonored. At the end of the day, I just think that really most girls, really all they really want to do is go out to eat, go out to the movies, you know, go bowling, probably go on vacation if you can afford to do that. Okay, every now and then. But I just think that you should not treat a woman, gentlemen, probably any better than she treats herself. I hope that makes sense. And I think you should, you know, a woman should be spoiled in increments or whatever. All right, so she could appreciate you a lot better, and then she could show her ability to reciprocate that. Hey, bro, you know, for example, what can I do for you? You done all this stuff for me. If you're not getting a lot of that, then she's probably a gold digger. She's probably not good for you. Okay, I mean, you guys do it the way you want to do it, but I think if he probably shows that he wants to be more serious with her, or maybe he proposed to her, then maybe she may come back. I don't know. So we'll see how this thing plays out there. Okay. It's end of the day, really in the end of the day, these relationships, you really have each other, and it's just probably, you know, feasible just to respect each other. You know, every chick don't want guys, and every chick don't want a man's money, but then again, it's good not to treat these women like objects and to do stuff for the sole purpose of keeping her around. If you love her, if you want a smile on her face or whatever, see her then that's good or whatever, you know? And do whatever your budget can allow you, because if you do over your budget, all right, you start cutting your rent money, your child support, and all this other stuff, trying to impress these women, whining and not dining broads or whatever, all you're going to do is you're going to end up broke, okay? And there's scriptures that say that, like in Proverbs or whatever, that those who entertain harlots or whatever are going to end up in a world of poverty. And I can tell you, okay, I see it all the time, where here in Las Vegas, where they have a whole village down the street here. You can look that up in Las Vegas homeless, where guys were gambling and entertaining women and all that stuff or whatever. And there's a whole village of broke guys that end up homeless because of that, eating out of trash cans right now. So that's it on that. All right, I hope that maybe the relationship will be salvaged, and, you know, they'll do things for the right reasons, okay? And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe, you know, share, check out some of your other videos, tell me what you think, and yeah, just a little bit of advice for you guys or whatever. All right, my thoughts. All right, hope y'all have a wonderful day today.